Yes people, how are you all doing? So, since my last video, I've taken a little bit of time to explore Da Nang, meet some new people, find some good restaurants, find a good gym, all that good stuff. So I've taken my time. I've also been property shopping. I've secured a nice apartment, not this one, but a nice apartment that's inside a 5-star hotel. I've got a nice balcony, a nice view. So I'm moving on there on like the 1st of March. So it's in about 3 weeks time. So I've secured this nice little apartment, beats a hotel room. You know, I've got my nice desk set up where I'm comfy, got the charts, got a nice little balcony. Let me show you the balcony. So step out here. It's only a little one, but you've got a little bit of a view of the city. But yeah, makeshift little 1-bed apartment, does the job, nice location. And then I'm moving into my nice apartment on the 1st of March. So I'm probably going to nip out to Thailand. I've applied for my DTV last night. They say that takes 5 working days to process. So I'm going to wait for that to get approved, fly to Thailand, get my 5-year visa stamp for the DTV, stay there for like a couple of weeks, and then come back here to move on the 1st of March. So I'm just kind of going to leave this apartment to just do whatever it is. Do whatever it'll do, sit collecting dust in the meantime while I'm out in Thailand, and then go get my DTV. But yeah, just thought I'd give you a little update. Secured a nice little spot. I've got a nice routine now. Met some good people here in Da Nang, so we're ready. So what I wanted to show you guys was this trade that we took yesterday. So let me go ahead and show you that now. So here's my little makeshift computer setup. Got the spare desk there for all the other shit. This is hiding a bunch of fucking wires. That actually pisses me off. I can't even look at that when you set up like this, but yeah, it does the job for now. I did have my keyboard laid out there, but it was just making the screen too far away. Fucking need to be close to that screen, don't you, if you've not got a big monitor. But yeah, this was the trade that we took on the euro using the samurai model. So we had this Asian session range, which was an accumulation. Price then went along, swept those highs, which is step number 1. Step number 2 is then we have a change of character, which you can see there. The first entry that we place is from the retest of that neckline. So you see our price closed beneath and then retested that neckline. That's where we take our first entry with stops above the high and TP targeting those Asian lows. So that was the first trade. And then we scale in. If price keeps pulling back, we scale in on this fib level, which I'll break down in more detail after this little overview. But we scaled in there, SL there, and then TP at this fib extension level. So that targets like a 3.22, and the original trade here, in this case, targeted about a 1.77. So in total, from both of these trades, we made about 5R on EU. And this was yesterday. So let me break that down in more detail for you now. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play the trade through exactly as we were watching it, exactly as you'd be watching it on Euro USD. So first of all, we wait for the Asian close. At this time of year, the Asian session closes at 5 AM. If you want more information about how to actually work out the Asian session, you can join our free Discord, and we give away our method for analysing the Asian session in there. It does change throughout the year by plus or minus 1 hour here and there, based on the daylight saving times of Tokyo, Sydney, and as well as the UK or whatever country that you're in at the moment. So the reason that changes is because the Asian session is the overlap between the Tokyo session and the Sydney session. And when the Sydney session changes daylight savings, when the UK changes daylight savings but Sydney doesn't, and Tokyo, which doesn't have any daylight savings, but then of course Australia and the UK do, that all of that changes the Asian session by plus or minus 1 hour throughout the year. Right now, the Asian session is from midnight to 5 AM. So that's the box that we plot for the Asian session. And what we want to see is that we've got an accumulation here in the Asian session. And we can see that here by these clear highs and lows. What an accumulation is it's basically where price just goes sideways and it prints a clear manufactured high and a low. And what this does is it creates liquidity on the top and the bottom there, just like that. The reason it creates liquidity is because people will have their stop loss and their take profit at these levels. And so when price hits these levels, lots of orders will be placed in the market, and it will basically allow price to flow a lot easier. When you're an institution, you don't just place one order because your order is too big. You have to spread it out, and the market makers have to hit these key points so that money flows into the market. And when money flows into the market, it means orders can be executed without any difference in price due to certain factors like spreads and volume and stuff like that. So what we look for in the Asian session is price to print a clear low and a clear high. Again, if you want a deeper explanation than that with a clear outline set of rules for how to actually plot that with certain circumstances, it's inside the free Discord, so you can go ahead and join that. So today on the EU, we did see a clear high and a low in the Asian session, so we knew these were clear liquidity levels to watch out for. So first of all, what we do is we wait for one of those levels to be hit and taken out. And here you can see the Asian high had a liquidity sweep. Price took that out, and it's now raided all the stop orders line above there, which includes stop losses and buy stops as well. So they have all been taken. As soon as this level's hit, money has been added into the market, into the liquidity pool. So once we have that sweep, the next thing that we do is wait for a change of character. A change of character is basically where price goes from making higher highs and higher lows like this to then make a lower low like that. So you see this is where that low is at that price, and as soon as we have the market print below that, it's what we call a change of character, just like that. Now a change of character is another form of a break of structure. A break of structure is just simply where you have a level of structure and price breaks it. So that's a break of structure, that's a break of structure. But when you have one of those that changes the direction of the wave structure, so in this case these are all bullish break of structures, but now we have a bearish break of structure. That's what makes this a change of character. It's sort of like how all thumbs are fingers, but not all fingers are thumbs, okay? So all change of characters are a form of break of structure, but not all break of structures are change of characters. And this is the explanation. The reason we wait for this break of structure to change character to the downside is this now gives us a level of indication to say this is the start of a bearish move to the downside, just like that. Okay, so now we've had this change of character. What we do first and foremost is our first entry is of the retest of that change of character neckline. So this price here, where price changed character, we wait for price to reverse and tag back into that. So that was the entry. Our stops go at the previous high in this sell scenario, and our first TP goes down here at this level of liquidity down here, which is the Asian session low, like that. So that's our first entry. Then what we do is we wait for a scaling opportunity, and that's if price does actually retrace further in, we can then get another entry at a better price point, still targeting sells. How do we do that? We take our Fibonacci retracement tool, otherwise known as the fib, and we plot it from the last significant high, which is the sweep high, down to this last significant low, which is this low point here. And what we're waiting for, okay, is the 61.8 fib level and the 61.8 extension level. So let me put those values on for you there, so you can see from this point to this point, we want price to reverse and retrace by the length of this wave times 0.618, which gives you the 61.8% retracement level. So that would be there, okay, just like that. So we're going to have another order waiting there at the 61.8 pullback, stops at the previous high again, and this time we don't actually target the full Asian low, we just want to target a 61.8% extension level. So similar to before, where I told you that the length of this wave times 0.618 gives you this distance to retrace, well, we're going to target that same exact distance but on the plus side of that wave now. So that length there is 61.8% of this wave, which is also where we're going to catch our entry and target that as a TP. And that will always give you about a 3.25, 3.3 R. In this case, it was 3.22 R. So that's the level that we target for our scaling. So we'll see if that tags in. There you go. That was a bit too fast. Let me rewind that one. We'll go 3 times speed. And then we'll rewind that so you guys can see it. So we're already in our first position. And now we wait for price to retrace. And there we go. We catch it on a scaling entry, just like that. So right now we've got 2 positions going short on EU. One of them entered here and one of them entered there. So let's see how this one plays out. And there's our first TP hit. We secured 3.22 RR, just like that. And we've still got our initial position running. We don't use any stop loss to break even on this. We just simply set and forget. You place your limit orders, they get tagged in, and then you've got your stop loss and your TP, and you just let it run, okay? So we'll keep this one playing out. And just like that, that one has also hit the TP as well. So in total, from these 2 trades, with the initial position and the scaling, we've made about 5 RR from this trade in 1 day on the Euro USD. Now, if you want to see a pure 1-page checklist of all these confluences, just message checklist in the comments and I'll send it over for free. If you want to join our DTA Pro Members Club, which is a members club for experienced traders as well as new traders to network and trade amongst all of our traders inside the group. We go live every day, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, 8 AM till midday. So we trade the London session using this exact strategy across multiple pairs, live on a group call with all of our members every single Monday to Friday. As well as that, we'll teach you the full ins and outs of this strategy, how to use it to gain funding capital and how to use it to rinse prop firm payouts, as well as scaling your own personal account. We've also got this strategy coded into an indicator here, which we call plug and play trading. So if you aren't too confident with analyzing the charts and stuff like that just yet, we actually have an indicator which will do all of this for you and plot the buy and sell plots with the stop loss, entry and TP levels on there, which you can also backtest on the TradingView strategy tester. Now, if you want access to all of that, just drop me a message in the comments saying pro, and I'll give you a free trial to join the group. After the free trial, you get 20% off as a new member, which makes the price about $120 a month or about £88 a month. If you're serious about leveling up as a trader, you can at least afford to invest £3 a day into your knowledge, into your network, into becoming a consistently profitable funded trader for less than you'd pay for a daily coffee from Starbucks. So if you are serious and you're ready to make the right step, just comment pro down below or check the link in my bio and message me on Instagram. Check out the MonedaFX website with all the resources that we have. We're very big on giving away lots of value for free, so you can see that we're the real deal before you get started. So without further ado, drop us a message and I'll see you inside the Discord.